And we're on air. Perfect. Hello, everybody, and welcome to our team call. I apologize, my throat's a little raspy. I've got a little post-cruise cold going on, but it's all good, totally worth it. Today is the 31st of March, 2016, and my name is Danielle Melanson. I'm the very proud leader of Team Inspire, which is an independent Team Beachbody coach. And I'm based out of Nova Scotia, Canada, and we have coaches from coast to coast, east to west, all over North America, United States, and Canada. So amazing. Welcome to anybody we've got some people on the call, we've got some people watching live on YouTube. I see you down there, guys. Hi. And anybody who's watching the recording or either on our team or from YouTube, welcome. So tonight is a super special night because I have one of my personally sponsored coaches, Michelle PLEITER, here. Michelle's down in the corner. She is from Ontario, Canada, and she is a rock star, diamond coach, a huge leader on our team, huge powerhouse, and I'm so blessed that she's not only a part of our team, but that she's agreed to share her story, her wisdom, her knowledge, and her passion with us tonight here on our call. So before I introduce her, I already put up all of the amazing things that happened, Success Club, new coaches, everything, in our team page today because I didn't want to take up any time away from Michelle's call. But I do have to give a special shout out to Christina Schneider, who's down here in the corner, second from the left. I was so thrilled to see the announcement. Christina is a personally sponsored coach of Michelle's, and she advanced her business to Emerald. Emerald, everybody needs to be Emerald coach. Yay, way to go, Christina! So I want to give you that special shout out today because that's an awesome rank advancement. Huge. Love it, love it, love it, love it. So I hope everybody has everything ready, okay, blank pages and pens, because this is what's going to happen. Take notes, okay? So before I introduce, as soon as I introduce Michelle, I'm going to mute myself and give her the floor. So anybody who's watching on YouTube, we have like 4 people right now watching. Because you're not on the live call and you don't have access to the side chat, please just comment in Team Inspire on the post that I put there with the links, and I will check it periodically from my phone. And any questions you have for Michelle, please don't hesitate to share, and I will share them with Michelle on your behalf. So please know that if you have anything you want to clarify or anything like that. Okay, so like I said, Michelle joined in 2014. She joined my team in June. And she was ready to go. She had done all of her research. She knew she has her own story, which I'll let her tell you. And she knew that this business was like no other. She knew this was the type of business that it wasn't just a couple of people who were successful at it, that people across the board were changing their lives, changing the lives of others, and it was really, really different than any other MLM that was out there. And I love that she did all that information because when she was ready, because she knew what she wanted to do and she went for it. Within 1 year, she was able to retire from her job, stay home with her little guy, which was her huge why, and she stayed focused on that. And because she stayed focused on her deep, deep why, no matter what it was, that's what made her so successful so quickly, because she knew that passion every day. So when the going got tough, that's what she held on to. And now she was a diamond coach, and I mean, that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. It's so funny because her organization is so large, and she has so many leaders on her team, so many coaches who are coming up the ranks themselves, that no doubt Michelle is going to be an elite coach and beyond by the end of this year. So that's why I'm so thankful that she's here tonight. She's a busy, busy mom, wife to Chris, mom to Jax, from Ontario, Canada. Put your hands together for Michelle Pleiter!
Thanks, Danielle. You're actually getting me all teary-eyed over here. For anybody who knows me, I am an emotional person, and I might end up crying not once, maybe twice or 3 times for this presentation. So I told Danielle that I needed a lot of time tonight because I wanted to cover everything that everybody was looking to kind of gather some information on. I kind of wanted to touch on it all. So I promise it's not crazy long, but I do want to start with a little bit about my story. I want to touch on, you know, as much as I can jump into this and I can tell you guys exactly the things that I do on a daily basis and the things that I put in motion on a daily basis and all that pretty thin, what you see on the front of things. But I want to start with what you see on the front of things. And what I mean by that is the emotional roller coaster that is very much real with this business. And it is very, very easy to have those highs, and it's very, very easy to have those lows. And during those lows, you can really start to think that you aren't being successful. You can really start to look at other people who are being successful and compare yourself to them. And you can look at other teams and them growing, and you really get into that comparison game. Guys, I am guilty of it. I have been guilty of it up until a month ago. And I want to share with you guys that one little tip to get up right off the gate that I did was I unfollowed all of the coaches on my Facebook. Not you guys. I'm still friends with all of you on Facebook, but anybody on any other team, any leaders, any top coaches, I know their names, so I can go on and look at their content and get some ideas. But for me as a person, I wanted to be real. I wanted to focus on me as a coach, sharing my story. And to do that, I needed to dig myself out of that comparison game. And so the reason, if you were on the call at the very beginning, the reason I was trying to get that song defined on the call at the very beginning, because I had something last night. Chris and I went and we're looking at building a house, and I have all this doubt in my mind because, you know, I getting that at least once a month. Danielle can send for that one. And, you know, you get this doubt in your mind. And I said to Chris about this business and all that sort of stuff, and he just said to me, you need to stop the future. You need to look at how far you have come, even if it's one person that you've helped. And that has been something that I've always taken myself back to, no matter the doubt that's in my mind, is I always take myself back to, yeah, I might have these big, hairy, scary goals, but look at the people that I've helped, even if it was just one person. Right? And so this morning, this doubt that I had last night, and then I get in the car this morning, and the song that started the second I started that car was The Climb by Miley Cyrus. And I kid you not, I bawled all the way to the babysitters, because it is those moments that, like that, those little subliminal messages that really give you signs that you're in the right place at the right time, right? So I just wanted to share that with you guys, that no matter anybody in this business, we all have our moments of doubt and moments of we feel like things really aren't going anywhere, we don't have any traction, but you just have to believe in yourself. I am a firm believer that you just need to believe. You might not know how it's going to happen, but you just need to put it out there and go for it. So I just wanted to start off with that little bit of a tidbit. I'm going to go ahead and do some screen sharing. We are going to talk tonight about events. We are going to talk about a little bit about my story and a little bit about social media and kind of how I started and how I incorporated all of this into this time of my day. So let's get started with some screen sharing. Danielle, can you let me know if this, or somebody, can you let me know if you can see this? I can't see anybody, so you'll have to unmute yourself.
Yep, I can see it's still in the blue background of the PowerPoint, but I can see the slide, so it's still good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. I'm not a professional at PowerPoint by any means.
Neither am I. It looks awesome.
Oh dear, no. Okay. Okay, here we go. Let's get started here. Okay, guys. So, like Danielle mentioned, I joined as a Beachbody coach in June of 2014. I had struggled with infertility for many, many years. We were blessed with adoption July 22nd, 2013. It happened extremely fast. We had about 4 weeks notice. And I never wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. Never, ever wanted to. I had a career. I was a behavior analyst. I was the lead instructor therapist of a team of therapists who would go into the home and run intensive behavior intervention with children with autism. I would go in and parent support. I worked with these kids every day. I loved my job. I loved every client that I worked with, and I never imagined that I would ever want to become a stay-at-home mom until July 22nd, 2013. And the fact that we were chosen to parent this little boy meant the world to me, and I felt like I wanted to be here for every moment. I wanted to be here and be present with him, and that was my goal. So I took the 8 months off with him. Come up on March 2014, I guess. We're getting close. This time I have to go back to work, and I decided to take a 4-month leave of absence to be home with Jack until he was 1. And in that meantime, I started to waitress at my mom's restaurant just to make a little bit of income. During that time, I was watching Danielle on social media. And I want to let you guys know, and Danielle, I hope you don't take offense to this by any means, but I want to let you guys know that not one time did I ever like her post. And not one time did I ever comment on them, and not one time did I ever join a free challenge or did I ever join a challenge group. But I was watching her, and I was watching her post, and then all of a sudden she did an income post. And I was like, she talked about leaving her full-time career as a hairdresser and making, I think it was $1,800 in that week. And she was going full-time coach. And I turned to Chris and I said, I need to research this. And I researched it and I researched it because if I was going to do it, I wanted to know that not just the people that joined 3 years ago were able to be successful at this, that any single person could be successful at this business if you just put the work in. And the more that I researched it week after week and blog after blog, I realized that it was happening all of the time. And then if I wanted, I kid you not, I messaged her in May and finally joined one of her challenge groups with the 21-day fix. I think I put a blurb in her ear about coaching then, but I didn't want to sign up just yet. So I signed up with the challenge pack. And I went at it and I wanted the results. I got up in the morning and I said to myself, you are a coach, you are getting paid to work out right now. I kid you not, if that was the only way I was going to get up and work out every single day. So I did it. I lost 14 pounds in that 21 days, and I jumped in. I just decided, let's do this. I did a free Eat Clean challenge, and that is kind of how I got started. In the meantime, a little bit about my career. I was going to job switch. I was going to work close to home, a Monday to Friday job, 9 to 5. I started it on a Monday, and I quit by the Thursday because I knew that I just had this feeling. I just had this gut instinct that I needed to be doing this. And I talked to Chris about it. My dad sat me down and said, listen, the restaurant is working for you right now. Leave your job. Don't worry about the babysitter. We'll figure it out. And so I did. I quit my job that I'd been at 8 years. I walked into this office of this farm equipment dealership that I got an administration job 3 days after training, and I quit. And I just decided I was going all in and I was going to waitress. So what I did was I knew I needed to get up in the morning to do my workout because that was one of the critical pieces to making all of this successful. And I knew that I needed to squeeze in an hour in the day outside of the time with Jack. So whether that was during nap time on my days off, or whether that was before I went to work, or whether it was when Jack was in bed. So that was kind of the time that I set aside at that point to work my business, was either before I went to work or after he went to bed. But my workouts, they always happen in the morning because I just knew that that was a part of this. So that's a little bit about where I began and how I kind of got started with it all. I put this quote up here about being fearless, and it's one of Taylor Swift's quotes, and it says, to me, fearless is not the absence of fear. It's about being completely unafraid. To me, fearless is having fears. Fearless is having doubts, lots of them. To me, fearless is living in spite of those things. That's period of death. And that when I first heard that, that just kind of always stays in the back of my mind, is about, you know, doing those fearless things, the things that scare the crap out of me every single day. But I know where I'm going with this. I know that I have goals, and I believe that I can conquer them. So here I just talked about all of this stuff, and I didn't even get to the slides that I created. So I want to share with you guys that, like Danielle mentioned, it took me a year to go diamond, and that's okay. Whatever amount of time it takes for you to go diamond, but I had this idea in my mind at that point that I couldn't do it. I was not sure how it was going to happen. And the thing that held me back, the moment that I went diamond, was because I started to believe it could happen. And Danielle was the one that started to put that in my mind. She started to call me a diamond coach. She just started to refer to me as a diamond coach. And I really started to think that this really can happen. So I just want you guys to know that, to really start to switch your mindset and focus on believing that you can be a diamond coach. You don't have to know how it's going to happen. You don't have to have a team page. You don't have to have a team name. You just need to start to tell yourself every day, you're a diamond coach. Set an alarm on your phone every day at 8 a.m. and say, good morning, diamond, or be confident, or you know, something that is going to start to change that mindset. It's not easy to switch mindset, but we know that if you start to do small things over time, they're going to compound, right? So setting an alarm with a reminder that you see every single day is one of those things that you can start to switch that will compound into a bigger belief. Okay, so I did create this PowerPoint, but I'm going to be going and sharing a little bit, screen sharing on social media as well, because I kind of want to walk you guys through a few things. But I want to start with social media. Social media is one of those tricky things. How do you build your business through social media? So I'm going to walk you through a few things that I do every single day. But first, I want to start with that this all begins with your own fitness journey. And I feel like if you are stuck and you're really not sure why your business is not growing, take it back to the basics. And the number one basic thing is your fitness journey. Decide tomorrow that you're going to commit to a program. Pick which program it is, 21-day fix, 22-minute hardcore. Take a picture of yourself and do an honest post. Just something that says, listen guys, I've fallen off the rails. I'm human. I know this. And I am recommitting to this program. I'm going to walk through the 21-day fix over the next 3 weeks, and I'm going to bring you all along with me on social media. And start your day one. Bring your following along with you, and it's going to start to draw some interest. And remember, people are not liking and people are not commenting, but they are always watching. So if you're not getting likes on your posts and you're not getting any sort of engagement, that's okay. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But don't let it defeat you. Don't let it bring you down. Just continue to move forward and tell yourself this is going to get better. This is going to get easier. I am going to do this. Okay, so starting with your fitness journey. So where do you take it from your fitness journey to try and get a little bit more interaction? Engaging questions. That is something that in the beginning I was like, great, engaging questions. So I can ask people, did they work out today? Or, you know, any of that sort of stuff. And it's actually quite the opposite. So if you go to your social media and you post a question like, last night I made a post and it was just, Chris and I are having a debate right now, Starbucks or Tim Hortons. Chris says Tim Hortons dark roast, me, I'm a Starbucks latte. And it created all these people commenting about whether they like Starbucks or Tim Hortons. Now for your like page, that engagement is huge because that is going to get you organic reach, and that's going to get you out to new customers and new people without having to pay for it, right? Now on your personal page, those types of questions are also going to branch out to people who aren't on your Facebook. So if I were to comment on, say, on Gel's Facebook, it's going to pop up in my newsfeed, a post of hers. So for example, I shared a post about me in 3 dresses asking which one. And Angel sent me a message that her mom commented on it, which was crazy. But that is just the power of social media when you create those engaging questions. So I'll be showing a little bit about that on my Facebook as well. Something else to post on social media that people love is family members and pets. Kids, they love it. They love to see babies. They love to see kids. They love to see things like you kissing your child or that sort of family culture that you build. Pets, they love pets. Like post a pet post every other day, and you're going to get some engagement with it because pets are cute. And it can be something simple, like you with your Shakeology shaker, and he's looking at your dog, and being like, no, you're not having any. Or like, would you like some? Or, you know, just something funny like that. Like one of my most engaging posts lately was when Jack decided that he was going to drink my shake and then said to me that he didn't drink it, but he had this huge chocolate ring around his entire face, like he was clearly guilty. So those are the types of engaging posts that are going to start to draw some interest into your page. In the beginning, it might not seem like a lot's happening. And don't let that discourage you, because this is all about consistency. It is about showing up every day, and you will start to increase your engagement. The next thing is coaching tidbits. So sharing those little pieces. So if you feel like you're not really drawing in any coaches or people that are interested in the business, take a look at your social media, maybe scroll back through and ask yourself when the last time was that you shared a coaching post. Now, it doesn't have to be anything specific to pay or anything like that, but it might be something as simple as like, whoa, my first paycheck just bought me some diapers. Like I remember for me, that was huge. It was when my first paycheck bought me a box of diapers, and it bought Jax his birthday outfit. It was right around his first birthday. So it paid for his first birthday, which was huge. So sharing those little tidbits and kind of dropping it in here and there. So one of my favorite things to do lately is when somebody makes a comment to me, I jot it down in my notes. I have a notebook beside me all the time, and I'll tell you exactly what's in that notebook. But at the bottom of, so for example, today I have Thursday written on one side, and I have names on one side, and I have the to-do list on the other side. And at the bottom of the page, I will write, so if somebody says to me, I could never do what you do, I write that down so that I know to make a post about that. It's just a way to kind of drop nuggets in and answer questions without people having to be in a sneak peek. Bonnie Engel was actually the one that talked about that originally on a National Wake Up Call. So now I've actually kind of taken that to another extreme with posts. You know, a lot of people talk about how to plan your posts out, right? And I struggled with that in the beginning. I was like, I have no idea what to say on a daily basis, let alone plan it out for a few days, right? So at the bottom of my page today, that I know to make some posts about at some point, maybe tomorrow, and schedule them, is I have post ideas, and I've written here self-care and self-growth. We're always taking care of other people is another point. So I know I can take those three things, and I can either write a post individually about how self-care is so important, about how self-growth is so important, and what I do to grow myself. And I also know I can take another post and do a post about how we're always taking care of other people, so we tend to forget to take care of ourselves, right? The one thing I want to say is that people are always attracted to people that are changing. And so that alone will help your business grow. If you are sharing that you are transforming yourself, not only on the outside, but on the inside, people are naturally drawn to that. They're going to naturally come to your page to see what you're doing. So that's a little bit about what to post on social media. I have the crumbs of your story at the bottom there because I want to encourage all of you. Something that I did maybe 2 months ago is I went to my mom and dad's and I pulled out a bunch of photos from our childhood, just random. Like I was hit by a car when I was 16 years old. I was pulled out of school for 6 months to recover. I wasn't able to be unsupervised for 3 of those months because I broke my leg in 5 places from the knee down. So I have a lot of metal hardware in my left leg, which in fact made me literally for 10 years. 10 years, I did not do anything. I did not run because I was told that if I ever broke my leg again, that it was irreparable. So when I started this fitness journey, the first thing I did was I ran a 5K. It was the most exhilarating thing to do, to prove to myself that I could do it. And those are come to my story. The little pieces about the fertility treatments, like a crumb to that story would be getting up at 4:30 in the morning to make it to London for 7 a.m. ultrasounds and the probing and all that sort of stuff. Those are crumbs to the story, and how I post that is I talk about the crumb of the story, so getting up in the morning, heading to London, you know, having to deal with being poked and prodded and all that sort of stuff. But then at the end of it, I always make sure that I follow it up with how I've overcome it, how I am now. So for me, in the beginning, I was like, oh, I don't want to seem like that sympathy-seeking person on social media. I want to, so I really just started to think about, well, how can I change my posts to draw interest in? And so I had, at the end, following it up with how I've overcome that. Or, you know, one of my slides here, you'll see before and after wearing a dress, the same dress. And at the end of that, I talked about how now I have overcome this, and I am confident, and I am smiling again, and following it up with how you're overcoming it will kind of tie all those pieces together. So, you know, going through photos and doing before and afters don't have to be a visual transformation. It doesn't have to be that you have abs now or you have muscle definition. It can be a photo of you from when you were 16, and you might be unhappy in the photo, and you might be depressed and have had anxiety at that age, or something about that photo that might draw a story out, and you can post a photo of you now sporting a smile and being excited, and that is a crumb of your story. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea about posting on social media. All right, so how to find new people on social media. So I have a little bit of a system that I kind of do every day, and it's just kind of gradually kind of kept me shuffling along. So the first thing that I do when I sit down is I open up my notebook, and on one side of the page I write down the date, and that is for names. And on the next side of the page I write my to-do list for the day, so that I always kind of, I don't know, I have an area for today. So the first thing that I do is I go to my personal Facebook and I go through the previous day's posts. And I'm going to walk through a screen share of how I do this as well. And I look at the people that have liked my Facebook post. And the majority of the time you see the names that are popping up and you're like, oh yeah, you know, it's all the people that are regularly commenting. But if you click on the like and you go all the way down, there might be 1 or 2 people that have liked that post that aren't friends with you. So I add them as a friend and I write them down on my page as 2 new contacts, 2 new people that I've friended. So say today, Thursday. The next thing I do is I go over to my like page and I do the exact same thing. I click on the like and then I invite them to my page and I write their name down and I write them under a like page spot, because inviting to your like page is different than adding them as a friend, right? So if you invite them to your like page and they accept your invite, you have a shoe in there, right? Because they're following you on your like page, which is already fitness related. You can send them a message and just say, hey girl, how's your day going? Thank you so much for accepting my invite to my like page. Or thank you so much for following me on my like page. Are you on a fit journey too? It opens that avenue up right away. To be able to start that conversation and get that going. If it's your personal page, so what I would do, say, tomorrow, is I will go back through and I will see who accepted my friend request and I highlight their names so that I know to send them the message, and it's simply a thank you message. It might only be something as simple as, hey girl, thanks so much for accepting my friend request. I saw you've mutual friends. Hope you're having a great day. Or, you know, I saw that you liked my post about my son and I, or I saw that you liked my transformation post. Those are still hard posts for me to post. Hope you're having a great day, or are you on a fit journey too? Sometimes I kind of scale where I'll start off with them. Sometimes I just kind of put it out there as a thank you, and then I start to interact on their Facebook a little bit, and then down the road I'll get to event invite. So that is my system that I do. Kind of the first off, go to those. Those are your kind of your warm market, I guess you could say, right away. They're interested in you. Next thing I do is I go to a friend. I just pick a random friend, and I go to, if you go to their friends list, and you click on people you may know. And I go through and I add at least 10 people. I do 10 people every day of mutual friends. I write their names down, And then again, tomorrow I'll go back and I'll see who accepted it. And I'll go through, I'll highlight them, because those highlighted names, that's my master list for the month. So that's my system of how I keep track of people. And it's all in my notebook, and this notebook, if it ever got lost, I would be a little crazy. But basically, wash, rinse, repeat. This is what I do on a daily basis for finding new people. The reason I be consistent as the last one is because I will share that I do get people that message me often about joining challenge groups, or the 21 Day Fix, or they've heard about, they've been following me, or maybe their cousin is friends with me and they've seen my posts pop up in their newsfeed. So if you're consistent every single day and you have people liking your stuff and you show up, it's popping up in other people's newsfeeds, and they will start to message you. That didn't happen out of the gate for me, but probably a good 6 months in, I started to get messages on my like page, and I started to get personal messages as well. So being consistent is probably one of the biggest pieces of advice that I could give you. I signed up June 2014, and I haven't stopped since. I have days where I'm like, wow, this seems impossible that I'm going to make Success Club this month. And I messaged Danielle, and she talked me through it, and I get right back to work, and I pick up the pieces and keep moving on. So I have those months too where I'm not sure if I'm going to make Success Club. But every single day that you're consistent, and every day that you're doing the vital behaviors, you will continue to grow your business. You just have to trust the process, and you just have to show up every single day. So when I'm sick, I'm doing sick posts on social media, because, they're my followers. I want them to know that I'm sick and I'm just not, deserting them, right? So that is how I kind of continue to meet new people. I haven't done a lot of Facebook ads or anything like that. I'm just starting to dabble a little bit more in my like page and really trying to get the growing on that end of things. So I am looking a lot more into Facebook boosting and all that sort of stuff, and what the best way to go is. So whenever I figure that out, I can definitely pass on the information for that as well. So I just want to give you a couple of examples of posts. So I shared with my team this week that one of the things that I did was somebody mentioned to me about Jesse Regan's Facebook or social media training. I was looking for a social media training to invest in, and so they told me to go to his Facebook page. You guys can do the same, and he will advertise a wait list for a training. Now, it doesn't mean you have to take the training. I believe it's $250. You don't have to pay for it now, but you can get on his email list in order to find out when the next training is. So when you sign up for the email list, they're going to send you an email, and in that email is 3 one-hour videos. Yes, 1 hour seems a long time, and no, I haven't even walked through it all. I've gotten through the first 2. So, but I want to share with you how amazing that information is, and it is all about like pages. So just another tip, head over to Jesse Regan's Facebook page and sign up for that and get those videos, because the way I have started to post on my like page is completely different. I used to post a picture, well, you've probably all seen it, like maybe me in the long mirror, and I would talk about my workout or do something inspiring or something like that. And so he really talks about basically the jab, jab, right hook, right? So I'm really starting to kind of pull those pieces together and implement them on my my like page. So when I screen share onto my like page, I can show you the results of kind of these 3 trialing them. So one of them was a come to my story, which is the before and after in that dress. And this is the dress that I was talking about, that I wore this dress in Jamaica 3 years ago when we closed our fertility treatment chapter. And when I got home and I saw that picture, I couldn't believe it. And to me, I just was in a really dark place at that point. And I just looked at that dress a lot of times in my closet, and I couldn't put it on because it just held such a significant memory to me. So before the cruise, I wanted to bring some dresses, and I decided to try it on. And I tried it on, and I could not believe the difference. So that is a nugget in itself to share, right? And to use it to inspire other people. So in the post, I just talked about where I was in that picture and how You know, we were closing our facility chapter. We splurged a little on a trip, and then I got home, saw the picture, and couldn't believe it. So I shared that story with them, and it got a lot of engagement. So the other thing that I tried was doing a photo of kind of like a giving up photo, I guess you could say. This did happen. Push-ups are not my strength at all. I'm really trying to work on them. But I just did a simple post about just keep going. So instead of, you know, saying that I got my workout in or that sort of stuff, it implies that I got my workout in, but in a more motivating way, I guess you could say. And then the third thing that I tried was I saw this bathing suit on the social feed. So I clicked on it, I saved it on my desktop because I do absolutely love it, but I knew that if I posted it on my like page that it would probably get a lot of engagement. And it did. I even had people sending me links to the bay to where I could get this bathing suit. And so I'm pretty excited because I actually really do want it. So those are some examples of the types of posts that you can kind of start to figure out how you can work into your, how you can make them their own. The other thing that Jesse talked about in his training that I found really interesting and that has helped me significantly in the last couple of weeks since listening to it is going over to Pinterest. Go over to Pinterest, and so for example, I wrote down self-care and self-growth. So what I will do is I will go over to Pinterest and I will type in self-care quotes or self-care or self-growth quotes. And take it and make it your own. So you might do a picture of your face. People love your face. They want to see your face. So take a picture and do like a mirrored image and then just talk about a quote that you find on Pinterest. Use that quote. Make it your own and really start to speak to your niche market that way. So the example that one of the people that uses on his training is it talks about it was a quote off of Pinterest that was like, I am that girl. I am that girl that, you know, it goes on this whole blurb I don't have memorized, but it was off of Pinterest, and she just took it and made it her own. So that's another suggestion, another thing that I'm doing. So before we get to screen sharing here, I'll touch a little bit on events, and I have tried events in the last month. So before we went on the cruise, I knew February was a bit of an off month for me. So going into March, I hadn't made Success Club before we went on the cruise, and I really wanted to make Success Club before we went on the cruise so I didn't have to stress about it. So all of a sudden, I had this new coach come on. She wanted to run a free group. I was like, bam, we were doing it the first week of March. I decided, you know what, perfect time to do the event. I went on, I created a Facebook friends list, and I invited all of them to the event. So what I did was I went in there, and in this event, I shared exactly what they were going to get. I shared some excitement. So I got them excited. I was like, let's go ahead, let's invite other people to this event. I'm super excited. It's a free challenge. I want to kickstart some spring results here before I get into my summer, you know, clothes or have to get into a bikini or that sort of stuff. So I really created excitement in the event so that people started adding people into it. So the nice thing with events is you can, from your phone, message everybody that RSVP'd, and you can click to message them individually. And I suggest doing it individually opposed to a group message, but you can send them a message that says, you know, so if anybody that RSVP'd, I can give a message that just basically said, hey girl, I'm so excited that you RSVP'd to the free Clean Challenge. I'm looking forward to getting it started. Just watch to be added to a private Facebook group within the next few days. And that was kind of the message to those people. The next thing you can do is you can message the people that said that they were interested. So I messaged them and had a conversation with them about whether they were interested or not. And then you can actually message the people, too, that have not responded to the invite. So I sent a message out to them. Yes, fear got in the way for a few minutes, and I was like, no, I'm doing this. I need to make success of it. So I messaged all of them. There was 100 of them, I think. And I just said to them that I was opening the free group within the next 2 days, and I really needed to know whether they were interested in it. I got another 25 people into the free group out of messaging the people that hadn't RSVP'd. So had I not sent that message, that would have been 25 people that I wouldn't have had the opportunity to work with in the free group, right? So that was the free group option. Halfway through the free group, I decided to open an event and do an invite to the paid challenge group. So I made it 22 hardcore because it was on sale this month, and I decided to start sharing before and afters in there and getting people excited. And I invited everybody that was from the Eat Clean Challenge. Plus, I decided to risk inviting 100 more. But with all of that, I made Success Club before we left, just because of that system. It opened up a way to have conversations with people through messaging them about the event. So I will just do a quick screen share about all that as well. And before we get to that, just so that I don't have to go back and forth between the slideshow and screen sharing on Facebook. So,
Michelle, I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt. I just have a question before you go forward, and I'm wondering if I do, maybe other people do. I love this idea about the events. So could you just go over again the part where you did your free event and you had all these people in it and you sent all your messages, and then how did you? So just go over again the part, because I didn't catch it.
I know. I was talking fast. I just saw it was 9:18.
From the event to, don't worry about the time, from the event to the group. That's the part where I got confused. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So what I did was I did the free event, got them into a Facebook group, started the free Eat Clean Challenge on a Thursday. So then they had their meal plan, their brochure list, all that sort of stuff. Got them started, and then Wednesday that week, I sent them all of my challengers in there. I sent them a message asking how they were liking the challenge, kind of just building that relationship, talking with them, that sort of stuff. So then the next day, on the Thursday, I created an event, and I'll show it to you as well. And it was called the 4-week online boot camp. So you want to make sure it's something that's going to catch people's eyes, like just kind of straight to the point. You know, boot camp, kind of lots of people are looking for boot camps just in general at gyms. So I went with that, and I put a description of what they were going to get in the discussion part about the event, and then I used the Facebook friends list to invite to it, and then I had already started creating another Facebook friends list, so I thought, what the heck, I'm just going to invite these people to it as well. So from there, I messaged everybody, and I can send everybody these scripts too, kind of. I can break it, just copy and paste what I said. But from there, I messaged everybody from my phone. You can click on Message Guests, and you can click RSVP'd, and you can message everybody that RSVP'd, and I just sent them a message separately saying, hey girl, thank you so much for RSVPing to the 4-week online boot camp. I'm so excited to kickstart my summer goals. Do you have some fitness goals that you're looking to work towards? Maybe to lose weight, to tone up? What are your struggles? Question mark, question mark, question mark. And that opens the conversations up with 16 people to start talking about their goals, and then to start talking about where I was at. And I get into that script then. And so basically from there, I start to talk about what's all involved with the boot camp, and then kind of shift the conversation over to talking about, what's all included with it, and getting to that purchase, I guess you could say. But I can copy and paste one of the conversations I have with somebody, so you can kind of see exactly how I did it. So everybody has that they can use as well. But then I also messaged everybody that didn't respond to the invite, and just asked them if they basically were, the 4-week online boot camp was about to start, and we have 2 more spots open. Is this something you're interested in? And so that opened up more conversations about goals. Now, not everybody joined, but it was still a way to build relationships and have conversations about people's goals. So one thing that I did was I made sure that every one of those conversations I was having ended with either they were going into my paid challenge group, or they were on the list for the next free group, just so that they were kind of always being shifted into something, opposed to just, I can't help you.
Yep.
And I should say that's kind of my motto with everything. If I am talking to somebody and then they say they're not interested, I always say to them, okay, I'll pop you on my list for my next free group. How does that sound?
Yep, perfect.
Just so that I'm always having them in something.
Love that. Love it. Thank you.
No problem. I can't see the chat either, Danielle, so if there's any questions, just let me know. Okay, so I'm going to end with the what's next part, kind of as your guide right now, and then I'm going to show you a little bit about Facebook like pages, and I'll give you a view of what the events are. Just because I have to invite to the event, I didn't realize that I created it as a private event, I can't just give you the link to it to look at it. So yeah, so what's next? So my suggestion to everybody is basically, sorry, I just lost the trail, is to always be working on you. So things to remember are iron sharpens iron and women inspire women. Women are always, like I said, are always drawn to people who are transforming. If you're reading personal development, share that with the world. If you read personal development, the first thing you're doing after personal development is heading to your Facebook and share something that inspired you out of it. That's where I get a lot of my motivational quotes and things like that, is I just take something out of personal development that resonated with me and I share it with the world. So basically, just reading my notes here. Basically, from going forward, you just don't want to let your past determine your future. So today, like I said, you can decide tomorrow, I'm just going to commit to a program and I'm going to go forward and I'm going to bring Facebook along, and I want to get these results so I can inspire other people that they can get these results too. So everyone's attracted to change, and it's the magic of this business. If you are constantly working on yourself, people will constantly be watching, and everybody's timing is different. Somebody might not be interested this month, but next month they might have watched your posts and they might be like, hey, you know what? Let's sign up for this, right? So just stay consistent and you will see results. So I'm going to suggest focusing on the small things. If you leave from this call and you're like, you know what? I don't even know where to start. The first thing that you want to do is, if you have a current challenge group going, that is your focus. Send a message to everybody in that challenge group and just check in on them. Just let them know that you're there for them. If they need anything, you want to just stay in contact with them and keep them shuffling along. The next thing to focus on is your Facebook posts, because that is the billboard of your business. If you aren't taking the time to focus on your Facebook posts and you're just kind of winging it, it'll kind of impact every other part of your business. So focus on those Facebook posts, and again, like I said, I start every month with a free group. I start a challenge group towards the usually the third week of the month. So that's kind of the system that I've run every month. That's usually my coaching season for the last week of the month. So I work that system every single month. So my posts are always geared to what's coming up next. So, and then building relationships. So just sending messages that are nothing related to Beachbody, or commenting on people's Facebook posts, or commenting on their Instagram. Those are kind of the three main things that I would suggest focusing on right now to kind of move forward with. So yeah, let me just see if I can get this off screen share. Okay, bear with me 1 second here. And if this last little bit will be very quick, I promise. All right, can everybody see my Facebook?
Yep.
Yep, okay. All right, guys, so I'm going to quickly, I haven't done this yet today, just because I wanted to show you guys how I do it, basically. But what I do is I come on here, and so I posted this engaging post today. So moms, who else needs this shirt for their little one? And it's just a post that says my mom needs caffeine. So what I would do tomorrow is I'll come back and I'll click on the likes here, and I'll just kind of go through, and if anybody hasn't been there, I've got 2 that I haven't invited to my like page. So I will invite them, and I will write their names down. Because if they don't accept my invite to the like page, then say a week from now, I can go back and I can add them as friends on Facebook. But basically, that's what I do for any of these, any posts. I will go through and I will just click and see who's liked it. The other thing that I can say is you will notice that I technically don't respond right away to these comments. And that's because if I let the engagement kind of happen right now, and then say now, this was 5 hours ago, I were to go back and respond, it's going to repopulate into the newsfeed. Not only that, if you tag them in it, then it's going to also get even more organic reach. So those are another 2 takeaways with any posts on your personal page or your Facebook page. So I always wait a little bit before I respond. And the other thing is I always wait to like their post too, because once you respond, then a couple hours later, you can go back and you can re-like it as well, and it'll recycle through the newsfeed as well. So those are a couple tips there. If you go up to your insights, this was a big one for me. When I sat down and I decided, okay, I'm really going to work my like page. I want to get this growing. The first thing that I did was I went to my insights here, and I decided I want to know what my what my followers are liking on my Facebook, because whatever they're liking is what I want to do more of. So this yellow right here, this is the organic reach. This is reach that I didn't pay for. It's just because people have been engaging on, the post, and it's been populating in other people's Facebooks. So I kind of decided anything over 1,000 organic reach was what I was going to write down, and I wrote a list. And for the most part, it's questions. So for example, this one, my face, this was just a question about Starbucks and Tim Hortons. This 3.71 was an interest of mine, fashion. So that's another one I know I need to do more of. This one was a video about my meal prep, and I decided instead of doing a post that said, my meal prep, Sunday nights, I always get it done, I decided I would do it as like I slip and I fall, I have trials and I have errors, but I'm not going to give up. And basically then I just kind of let them know in a roundabout way, like, I'm human, but here I am doing my meal prep on a Sunday night kind of thing. So videos seem to get a lot of organic reach. And then the story crumbling also gets a lot of organic reach. My fitness posts, shockingly, get the least amount of organic reach. And when I just do a quote that is just a quote with a picture or whatever of the quote, it also gets the least amount of organic reach. So right now my goal is to just write a list of what gets the most and go with that. Make more posts of that, because that's going to reach more of my market. The other thing you can do is this little chart right here will tell you the times of the day that the people are on your like page the most. So for me, the highest hour is 8 p.m. at 8 to 8:30, I would say right there. So that would be a time I would want to make sure I have a post on my like page. Noon and 9 a.m. So those are the 3 times that I know I definitely want to hit posting on my like page. Should I write down? I think that's it. Does anybody have questions about like pages before I show you the event quickly? No?
Everybody's loving it. No specific questions, but everybody's just like their hands are cramping from writing so much. You go right ahead.
Oh my God. Okay, so I'll just hop onto the event page then here. Make sure. Okay. I almost have a hard time finding this button. Sorry guys. I'm trying to find the event. Okay, I'm going to do it the complicated way. I'll just go through my events. Okay, there it is right there. All right, so this is the 5-day Eat Clean challenge that I created for the pre-event. So I just put it that I was in their home. And this is exactly what I put up. My accountability groups are yielding some awesome success. Summer's around the corner. What's included? 5 mini workouts, 5 days of meal plans, grocery lists. I can copy and paste this in the team groups so that you can use this as well. And basically, I just said excited for our next group, invite a friend, and get them to join for some extra accountability. So like I said, there's this message guest right here so that you can message the people that RSVP'd, the people that said maybe, and the people that you invited but didn't respond. So like I mentioned, because I messaged the people that invited but didn't respond, it got an extra 25 people off the bench into that free group. So just more ways to build contacts. But that's kind of the event. I didn't do a lot of interaction with it. Actually, wait, that's a lie. I made a video. So people started to say that they were interested, they'll give it a try, that they would like to join. So basically, I just did a quick video that said, you know, please invite others to join in this for the extra accountability. I'm excited. It's a beautiful day. And basically, thank you for RSVPing. You'll be added to a group. And then that was kind of it for this. And then I just posted the group, which is just a regular Eat Clean challenge that we did. So that's kind of the Eat Clean challenge group. And then what I did was a 4-week online group. There we go. So all I did was I said that there was only 10 spots, that it was a 22-minute workout, 6 days a week, everything was done from home, meal plans, recipes, superfood, nutrition milkshake, online private Facebook group. We're starting Monday, March 1st. Click going or interested, and I will message you with the full details. So if we go back to the discussion part of it down here, some people said they couldn't right away. Some said, yes, I'm in. And then what I started to do was just share some results from the program so that people could see that this works. And then 2 spots left. Comment below to claim your spot. And then I also still message everybody to kind of get those conversations going and to really kind of hone in on finding out their goals. Finding out their goals is definitely critical to the success of the sale, I want to say. When I first started, I got excited. People would message me, and I was like, yeah, 21-day fix, it's a great program. Take a look at this video, or here's the link, sign up. But when you actually, if anybody ever messages me and they're like, yeah, how much, or what are the details, or, I always take it back and say, I would love to give you some more information on how much it is, or the 21-day fix. But first, I want to know about your goals. And so I always take the conversation back to there. But that's basically events in a nutshell. If you're like me and you have no idea how to create a Facebook friends list, I had to YouTube it. Just so you know, YouTube is like my information guru. I look up everything on YouTube. But if you go to friends right here on the left-hand side, you can click more. And in here, you can create a list. And so you can see here, anybody that I have been adding since March to my friends list that have accepted, I've already started this friends list that's for my April free group, so that I know when I go to invite to it, I can just invite all of them, and I don't have to worry about spamming. I might do a free Eat Clean advertisement once, but I know that these are the people that I'm going to work with, and hopefully get them into a free group and then into a paid group. Is kind of my thought process. So yeah, I think I kind of covered everything there. Questions? Does anybody have questions?
Leanne had one question here, and I was just clarifying what she meant by it. First of all, I love that. I love the whole event, to the free group, to the challenge group. It's awesome.
I think I like it so much because I don't have to feel like I'm spamming Facebook. I don't have to feel like I'm advertising for a free group. I'm advertising for a challenge group month after month after month. It is a way to do it kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That, yeah. is what I really liked about it, doing it this month. And I made Success Club,
Yeah,
which was
awesome,
my big
right?
goal out of all of it. And I should say, guys, I got Christina Schneider to trial the events this month too, and she hit Success Club 6 and hit Emerald.
Woo!
So it was good.
Good. I can't wait to try it. I love that. Thank you for sharing that with us. I think I answered Leanne's question. She was because there's so much inviting in this. And Leanne, tell me if I'm totally off base if we didn't answer your question, because we definitely want to answer your question. Because there's so much inviting to an event and stuff like that. So we would still want you to invite and connect with your 3 to 5 people a day. She was wondering if those would count as your invites. So would you on top of that connect and invite with your 3 to 5 people on top of that?
All right, guys, I'm going to be completely honest with you here. Completely honest. I connect every day on Facebook with people, whether it's a thank you message for accepting my friend request. I try to get the conversations over to inviting them to my free group or a paid group. I don't specifically send invites out every single day. I have kind of a strategic process of I focus on my social media as my billboard more, because that I want to draw people in. I make sure I'm adding to my network every single day. I make sure I'm sending people thank you messages and connecting with them. I make sure I'm commenting on a few pages each day. And the nice thing with the friends list is that when you click on April's challenge groups, if I were to screen share with you, it'll bring up everybody's news, like everybody's most recent post in that friends list, so that I could just go through there and like. It's a quick and easy way to do it. But I don't sit down every day and stress about sending out invites, because, and I might be putting my foot in my mouth here, but I'm giving you with how I do it, and that stressed me out every single day. I would sit down and I would go blank. So I took it back to the basics. What's my number one thing? I need to make sure that I'm working on myself and sharing that. What's the next thing? I need to make sure I'm growing my network and building relationships. What's the next thing? I need to make sure I have my free group planned and my challenge group planned, so that I have those to invite to should the conversation come up. And then what I was doing was I was posting my challenge group invite or my free group invite, and from there having conversations as well. But now with the event invites as well, it also opens that up with that network as well. So don't stress every single day about sending invites. Just make sure you're having conversations and keep that free group in the back of your mind, because that's something that people will nab on. You always tell them you're going to put them down on the list for your next free group.
And I love
you can invite them to it.
And the word that you keep using and that keeps coming up is what people need to realize, is that an invite isn't always an invite. It's connect.
Oh, yeah.
Connect. So you're connecting with those people. Yeah, so that's the thing, that you kept saying the same word, and that's the thing, because it's so organic for you to do that. So
yeah, sorry.
You said it. No, you said it. No, is that you were connecting. You were connecting. You were building relationships. So that's what it's all about. So it's not about writing a two-sentence invite. It's about you are constantly, all day, messaging people, thanking people, connecting with people, asking them how they are, building relationships, going back, and that's what inviting is really about.
Yes. So there's three. So invite is invite, right? So there's 3 invites. This is the way that I look at inviting, and I found a funny YouTube video somewhere, I can't remember when. First invite is the friend request. The second invite is sending that thank you message. The third invite is building that relationship. So if you're constantly doing those 3 things, if you're constantly loving on them, love on people basically, but make sure you're constantly growing that. I started my Facebook with 300 people in June of 2014, and it's at 1,400 and some now. But that is only because I don't have people knocking down my door requesting friend requests. I get maybe 1 a week. I'm adding people constantly every single day.
Yep. Love it. And consistency. Love it. Love it. You're such an example of all the things that go together to like you said, building those relationships and making that investment in people. And that's what people are seeing, and that's why people are in turn investing in you, because they know you're not a flash in the pan, that you're doing it day in, day out, through the good, through the bad, and that you're going to be there. If you're there every day, they know you're going to be there for them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you're there for yourself.
I had somebody call me today that heard about me from another lady on Facebook, and she wanted to come to my personal training studio.
Yeah.
I was like,
I know.
I'm very honored that you think that I'm a personal trainer, but I don't have my own studio, and yeah, that was a fun conversation to have. But
you're like, yeah, it's www.facebook.com.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope I've given you guys a few things, a few nuggets of you. I work my business 24/7 every single day. I do my adding. So I'll show you here what my notebook looks like. If you can see it. So over here, I've just highlighted the people that accepted my friend request. This is my to-do list. It's highlighted the things that I did do. But I do this Monday to Friday, either when Jax is napping or after dinner. I sit down, and that's when I do my power hour. But yeah, and then on weekends, that's your opportunity time to do those things like get your posts ready for your challenge group, because nobody's on social media on weekends. In the afternoons when Jax is napping, or in the mornings when you're going to do power hour, nobody's on Facebook then except for us. So I don't add, well, I might add people to my network, but I don't send a lot of personal messages because nobody's on to respond to them. So I usually wait to Sunday night or Monday to send the thank you messages kind of that way. But yeah, that's kind of, I'm not on 24/7. I just sit down, power hour time, tackle that list.
Perfect. And we're going to do some of those focus power hours too with our new training. We have our new training starting tomorrow. And we have a ton of new coaches and a ton of coaches who are redoing it or revamping it with us. And it's our 15-day training, but I'm going to go in there every day and put a little bit of a video of myself in there to kind of really engage everybody. And what we're going to do is we're going to have an hour a week where we're going to do a live power hour too, or even a live power half hour, whatever people can connect with, right? And that's the thing. It's like, you want to do an hour a day? It can be 15 minutes 4 times a day. It can be 1 hour. Whatever works for you. That's the flexibility of the business, right? It's awesome.
Yep. Yep, I like that. So if anybody wants any scripts or anything like that, honestly, send me a message. I'm more than happy to paste it into you and use anything. If you want to know how the event conversations went, I can send you all of that as well. So I'm kind of an open book, guys. All my resources are available to you as well.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it so much. I learned so much, and I have my whole, I closed my book, but I have my whole page. Here we go. My page is full of notes, and I know so many other people do. People are getting hand cramps. So thank you so much for doing this for us. And it's recorded, and so I'll be posting this tomorrow, guys. And I know I'm not going to be the only one who's going to be rewatching this and taking more notes. So from the bottom of my heart, Michelle, thank you so much for all that you shared, not just your time, for all that you shared. And thanks for being such an awesome leader and team player on our team. You rock.
Thank you, guys, for the opportunity.
Absolutely, guys.
Have a great night.
Everybody, have a great night. And tomorrow's April 1st. Let's just rock April. I can't even wait. Bye. Thanks again, hon.